Today we talk going baby on baby. Baby got back, and that's my baby, or is it? Baby lied about her locks, and more on this week's Worldstar Weekly.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Let's run it. Okay.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word.
You did it, and we're here.
We
are here.
I don't know. I feel like Cardi B, she has it.
Do it one more time.
Okay.
Just blow your tongue a little bit. I know you can. Come on.
Okay. Welcome to Worldstar Weekly, where we break down and take down the best and the worst of Worldstar viral clips each and every week with fun but real discussions that need to be had. I am the host and the panelist on this panel, Tehran, and of course I have the illustrious World Stars of panels on the Worldstar panel.
I appreciate that right there. Hey, it's your boy Tenere Williams.
I feel like if Worldstar had clips about us, it'd be a wrap.
Oh, come on, man.
Especially about the queen of Worldstar, Miss Rochelle is in the building.
I'm gonna take it as a compliment. So here I am today, you guys. Hello, welcome. I'm so happy to be here this week.
Of course, it's a compliment. Of course, we have our favorite NCAA Division I athlete, Steph Sabra, in the booth.
Hey.
All the lanes are her lane. Do you understand what I'm saying? All the lanes, all of them are her lane.
Thank you so much.
That is the truth.
Let the haters know.
That's the truth. That's the truth. If you don't got no haters, you ain't popping. And this week on Worldstar, we will talk when football games go wild. A man living his best life, and I do mean his best life. We see a baby starting off as a criminal career. A girl with a lot to offer. The world stands still. Real life transformer, dreadlock, dreaded story, life imitating art, and much, much more on this week's Worldstar Weekly.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into the first video because I feel like this video needs to be seen. Football season has returned, and with it, so has the tomfoolery. This is a brawl between fans of the Packers and the Eagles. They're not even specifically rivals. Like, I would understand Eagles and Redskins.
Right.
Eagles and Giants.
Right.
I understand you're in the same Eagles and Cowboys, something.
Right.
But this is just people who just didn't get along.
Right.
Let's watch this fight.
Oh shit! It's going down.
Okay, so you see, these aren't like comfortable.
Wrestling. Right.
I did notice the seats. I was
The
like,
seats are not. Those are like
bench
those
style.
are concrete.
Yes.
Look,
My man.
I love the fact that it's all these wonderful Caucasian people brawling, and the black guy comes in.
He was like, look at this.
just like
Exactly.
let me flex real quick with this.
And the cops do get there on the scene. They cleared out that entire section.
They
They cleared out that entire sections.
That looks terrible, though.
And they're
Imagine
mad.
somebody pushing you.
Two fans get into it, and it leads to an entire rumble royal on these bleachers.
The one thing
And
I
they're gonna-
love, just like black folks, we know how to hype some stuff up. So my man who's the cameraman, he got his hands up. Oh my God, you know, like,
dubs on tens,
man,
like
just the yelling.
So, enough of the video. I want to know, in your opinions, what started this brawl?
somebody dropped somebody hot dog. Period.
You think it was a hot dog? A hot dog incident?
Yeah.
The hot dog
Somebody
incident?
dropped somebody food. Somebody was turned up. They were, when you hungry after you've been drinking and stuff, you ready for that food. You already spent $7 on this hot dog. Somebody didn't apologize.
I'm going to have to disagree with that, but that's a theory, working theory. Tenere?
I'm gonna say somebody was getting, like, if they were at the Packers Stadium, I feel like maybe there was the obnoxious Eagles fan who was maybe just yelling, just constant stuff, and maybe the Packer people like, hey man, buddy, let's kind of tone it. And he was like, no, F you, like this, and then it just got turned up.
Do people really be yelling like that?
Oh,
I don't know
man.
nothing about
100%.
football.
Football brawls get out of hand. Eagles fans are known to be very, very loud and cause a lot of ruckus, to the point where they actually have a prison holding cell inside the Eagles Stadium in Philadelphia. That is a true story because of so many fights.
Well.
So what I saw was a Packer jersey and an Eagle jersey in multiple sections, meaning that there were several Packer fans, several Eagle fans. It started out as a friendly chant of cheering for your team, and that just that just basically avalanched into what we saw as a brawl.
Right.
More importantly, I think it was over someone saying something about Aaron Rodgers. I really feel like that leads to a lot of fights.
That could have, for sure. And you know what the funny thing was? Like you said, at the beginning of the fight, it looked like, I don't know if we came in on the tail end, like there was like swinging, the guy had somebody's shirt and a leg came up. But then it kind of dissipated, kind of, quick. And I was like...
No, I think the dissipation came because the police were on their way. Like, people kind of...
And I wanted to actually contrast that to a couple weeks ago. My wife and I actually went to a Rams game here, and they were I think it was actually was it the Saints or it might have been
New Orleans. It's two Sundays ago.
Man, they were. I was like, Rams fans don't have a, like you said, a reputation like a Raider fan or an Eagle fan of just like fight, but. 2 sections over from us, first of all, when there's a fight in a stadium, when you see people stand and phones go up, you automatically know where is it, because it's going down.
Exactly. It's happening.
And I saw a dude get flipped over, like probably about 2 rows. I don't know what happened, but someone was in the air and everybody was like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Wow!" And like you said, you could see police trying to get there, but people were like, it was just crazy. And I was like, man, like seeing one of those things live. They were getting into it, and it was going for a while. I mean, police were getting thrown around, so I was like, look at L.A. getting
Look at you, had a whole little roast.
Man, I was like getting excited.
You want to know something?
But I just
very
wanted to be far
interesting?
from it, though.
It's because people forget the word fan and fanatic have the same etymology for a reason.
Right.
It's very similar. Fine line. The reason why I wear Tehran hats is because I used to buy hats with like a different team on it just because I like the color. And people would just come up to me randomly and just be like, "Oh, you like the Nationals? You're a loser." They're like, yo, I don't even,
Is that what that
from
is?
Washington. I don't, I have no.
Right.
Or I would get a T and it'd be like, "Oh, Texas? Huh? I would kill people from Texas." Like, what?
Wait a minute.
What? I'm so sorry. Did you just threaten my life because I like the orange matching my orange Jordans? I don't understand.
People get all.
I didn't know it was that real.
It is very real.
Be
I'm not
careful
a
what kind of headgear you be rocking out in these streets.
fights.
Well, I know that for guys because a lot of those mean gangs, as well with the hats and stuff, they have a different meaning. So of course, that's the only thing.
That's a Compton, Inglewood girl.
Deep in
for
the
you.
streets, right
Yeah,
there.
That's
man.
where.
That's all I know.
That's what it meant for you.
She's like that.
That's all
what
I
it meant
know.
for you, Crenshaw.
So she's like, I don't rock these hats because I don't know what
Thank
would
you.
be out there.
Thank you, Nipsey. So that clip came in at 304,326 views. More than a game. No chill. Football fans get into a brawl during a Packers versus Eagles game. Now, let's go into a little side note where we get some fun in the sun. Actually, no sun because it's inside a mall. Actually, it's in Decatur, so it keeps going down. But the point of it is this. We see this man, 222,540 people have seen this man living his best life.
Man.
Yes. And he hits the knee. That's all you need to know. So now we're inside the mall. A man is singing his
Michael
heart out.
Jackson. Yeah. This your damn friend?
This is a big dude. It's not even like a little. This is a big.
I'm just feeling the passion.
Big
with
bear.
this
Target
song.
outfit.
Look, hold on. Here's the move. Let's see the move. He kicks the knee
He
and
thought
then
about it.
Ah!
But this is
It's
the
the
best
knee down.
part. This is my favorite part right here when the camera go on homeboy. He like, ooh, this is my part.
yo, he's doing. And homeboy get into the act.
Right.
He starts moonwalking away.
Oh my gosh.
Look.
That was my
That was
favorite.
the truth. That dude was living
Yes.
his best life.
I think he thought about it though. Once he kicked that foot up and then came back down.
But I
he
mean, it was like a tight drop. Like that was dramatic. Like,
That was that new edition,
like I was
like-
feeling it. Like,
He
hit
only
that
do that at
pose.
home, but he showed us this.
Yeah,
time.
look, let's be very frank here. Very, very honest. There's no other way that I know how to be. This is each and every one of us in the shower. Bathroom, shower area. This is how every guy gets ready before they go out on a date.
Now
Let me
I don't
explain
do
this.
that because I don't have time to bust me go bull in that tub. I'm not doing that kick part, but the little extras.
Oh,
I got
okay.
it.
Yeah, but I see you doing this
Yeah.
even right now. Like you're thinking about it now.
Spirit fingers
I
and
have like
everything.
color lights in my bathroom.
What's your go-to song?
Oh my gosh, Mario braid my hair.
Mario, Braid My Hair, Tenere?
Oh, what was the go-to song? Like I haven't had to get like ready for like a date like in a little bit. So
Oh, but you're married, so that's great.
yeah, that's what I was saying. But I mean, probably back. I used to love. I used to
maybe
love.
you need to start taking your wife out on dates, man.
Man.
I just want to let you know.
We go out, but
Yeah.
it just be like not, But actually,
We
I will
don't take
say
showers.
this.
Go out to Ralph's.
what I'm saying?
Like, that's not the same.
Let's go to Starbucks. And
That's still good.
I know back in the day, I will say, and
Rochelle is the cheapest date. I love her. She was like, that's
was
so with so much like passion.
that's
and
good though.
enthusiasm.
Like I'll take that.
We're
I
balling
went
on a
there for
budget.
prom.
Like,
Yeah.
we're balling on a budget.
Yeah.
Actually, I did like there was a couple jams back in the day. Actually, you were
Back in the
fellow DC native, little Genuine.
Genuine.
Actually, and those moves
I
he was
respect it.
doing were
I
was
respect it.
definitely some genuine
Genuine is a
slides.
classic.
Like
Wow.
Steph's abroad. Do you have a go-to song?
For the shower,
Just that one song that puts you in this mood.
Emotions, Mariah Carey.
Emotions.
Wow.
I can't sing it, but I really try.
Yeah, same.
That he can't sing that either.
Yeah.
He really tried.
We have something in common.
Let's be very honest. Okay.
What's yours?
Mine is okay.
see what he
I
said.
have.
It's like,
I-
thank God you asked.
No, it's not that.
I can't believe they were gonna
I was
ask
about
me.
to move on. I was ready to
But now
not-
that you done asked.
every little thing you do, so for real,
Oh wow.
Every little thing you do.
or freaking you remix Jodeci. Those are my go-to. Like if those come on, just there's
It's
a
a wrap.
different me. That is a different me.
Those are some. Yeah,
Those
that's
two.
Yeah,
Those
that's
two.
second
I
one
take
right
it.
there.
I take it back. Exactly. This is and
I
we
take
were,
it back too.
we were having a conversation.
Dang, she
we were
got
having a
upset about
conversation.
it.
Okay.
Don't say
We
I
were
don't
having a conversation. How it's like we were kids singing songs we had no business singing.
at all. Didn't know
We were
nothing about
kids.
it.
See, at least Steph had emotions.
Just
Like,
saying stuff like the lyrics, like you said, just sounds good, and then later on you're like, wait a minute, what? What were these?
wait a minute. I was like 7 being like, you had me harder than a roll of quarters. How would I? This freaking you remix. There was a group called Jodeci and another group called Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
The two arguably best in their field, and they joined. They collaborated on one song.
On a good song.
On a great song. Do you understand? Every freaking day, every freaking night, I want to freak you, baby. Your body's so freaking tight.
Come on.
I don't write the rules, guys. I just read them. So that one's called He Hit That One Knee, Buddy Out Here. Yes, out here. Making
ya.
his dreams a reality at the mall in Decatur.
Actually, one last thing on that. Did you notice how
Yes.
no one really even, the people in the background just kept on
walking.
walking right?
Yeah.
Like they've seen this before.
Yo, this is just because it's Decatur. Listen, it's Decatur. Have you
Oh.
been to that mall in Decatur?
I have not.
Have you been to malls in Atlanta?
I have not, actually. Although I'd have family down there, but I have not been to Atlanta.
Okay. Well, they are.
I need to get there, though.
They are an experience. Like I forget.
I should
they
ask
have
my
shops.
cousins, like, I know
forget
that
they
guy.
have shops. They are an experience. So depending on what mall you go to,
Right.
it determines a lot about your income level,
Atmosphere.
your dress, your style of dress, your sexuality. A lot of different things are determined by the mall you go to.
But which one would you have preferred? A big old audience or people just walking around like that? I would have loved it like that.
I mean, it was just funny that like not anybody was like, "Hey, what's this guy doing?" They were just talking and like maybe looked and like kept on going. Like, "Oh, okay, he's
He
doing
was
this."
living his life. Like
Like
I
they've
feel
seen it
like
before.
He would have preferred a big old audience.
Right.
He performed.
I got some for you.
Why
he
is
performed
no one
like he was
stopping?
at Madison Square Garden. He was at Madison. This was his moment.
You need
Right.
to know, yeah.
And I'm wondering how like as many times as he hit that knee, because I was like, man, he hit like no knee pads, nothing. Just I was like,
Nah,
come
he
on, man,
rocked
you
that
got,
thing.
you
He
got.
knew that.
Right.
He's done this before.
Ooh, he's
He's
built
just
up
never
that.
done it in public.
Yeah, that he was like, today's
Have
the
you ever
day,
been
son.
at a karaoke place and someone sings too well, and it kind of ruins everyone else?
It does. It does. You don't got to do too good.
Like we don't need Beyonce here at
Yeah.
Right.
Rockin' Riley's.
Right.
Like, that's not what we
Right.
need
They're like, I'm
right
gonna
now.
do Whitney Houston. Like
Amateur
what?
night. No.
That's what we need.
And then hitting
And
it
then
like
your next-
And then it is Whitney Houston.
Right,
Like, no,
you're like-
okay, that's not what we're here
Right.
for.
Right. I'm here to clown.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Exactly. We came here for some Steph's abroad. So let's get into the next video at 95,482 views. This is baby going baby on baby. I don't know how else to set this up, but so we are at a gas station in which they are filming because there is a baby walking around in a diaper. It reminds me of the Chappelle. Look, this baby in a diaper. It is 2 in the morning.
It is literally like 2 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. A little baby just walked into a gas station store in some diapers. ran in, went straight to the candy aisle, grabbed 2 and then came out.
He got 2 things.
Now you're thinking he's going back to a car. No, he is walking in a general area. He is not going to this caravan. Whose baby is that?
He did this before. That's what you're talking about. That he did this before.
Yo, and now the driver's like, "Are you?" Now they're actually concerned because before
He just ran off with some
in the street.
in the street, that baby,
What the fuck?
yeah, it's just throwing everybody at the
He
gas
had no
station
shoes
like,
on.
Oh, that's
He had shoes. He was only in a
That's
diaper.
what Rochelle
that's what I'm
was
saying.
concerned
Now the
about.
store
Where are his
came out.
shoes? Not that he stole something. He didn't have no shoes on though.
Because he was ready.
He ran in the street, like, and he's gone. That is a highway. Like he cried.
And you know he get it right back in the bed.
That is a real baby. That is not a grown. That is
No.
a real baby.
He is so shook it.
Everybody should be.
I love the dude who's filming. Just his reaction at the very beginning when the baby runs out. He's like, "Yo!" and he's just got the camera.
Is it me or does the gas station attendant look like Post Malone? Let's be real. Enough of the video. Enough of the video. Let's
like
discuss.
Schmost Malone?
Let's discuss.
Okay.
Let's discuss how this played out. So, thoughts.
I love it. I used to be a thief when I was a kid.
Wow.
I did not
That's
expect
where
that
we're
I was
just
gonna
gonna
say
start.
that.
She's like, "Is this
didn't think I
on?"
was gonna
People
say
heard
that.
Did I say that out loud?
It's a lie. I love it because I mean, like, it's real.
Allegedly.
Right.
It's an awesome word.
Allegedly.
I mean, man, like you said, just first of all, just showing a baby just rolling in by himself, no parents, and like the guy.
No parents.
You know,
Like, no. Like, that baby
like you said,
really has, I don't even think he actually has one. I don't think he's going
He's
back.
literally
Could
like.
your kid leave the house like that?
Apparently, he did.
Because I didn't even think about that.
Well, that's why you said, because when he ran out, you thought like, oh, he's gonna run to that car right there, and no,
And he kept going into the
That's what I
road,
was
into
like,
the street. He was gone. Like, he left his house to no parental supervision. Now, it is funny. It's very sad at the same time.
Oh, of course.
Because unfortunately, this is a reality for a lot of kids out there. This is obviously unsupervised child. A lot of people don't realize a lot of behavior patterns that we see and we exhibit and we oftentimes stereotype and attribute is actually simply programming. You are a product of your environment in many ways. This child is growing up in a home where obviously, even if there are 2 parents, there seems to be some type of issue. This isn't a child who just snuck out. This isn't a 14-year-old or an 18-year-old or even a 12-year-old this child was possibly 3 years old. Went into a store, stole 2 candy bars, and walked out knowing that he was stealing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he ran out like he was stealing. He
Right.
ran.
Right.
He walked in, slowly ran. This is criminal behavior that's being distributed, that is being exhibited at a very young age.
Right.
And it's very sad. At the same time,
It's like-
because we all know this baby. We all know this baby. This is the thing. In the third world, that baby is a very common occurrence.
Right.
Absolutely.
It's like-
You
no,
just
yeah,
shot
it was.
That was Detroit. That was somewhere. That wasn't Beverly Hills. That was definitely because it wasn't that uncommon for people either. Because no one actually went up and tried to help this baby.
Right.
That might be the saddest part.
Right.
People took out their phones rather than help the baby.
That was my whole thing. When
Hey,
just-
baby.
Dude just yelling like, "Yo, look at dude."
Well, what would you have done if you was in that?
You know what Tehran brings up a good point, because I don't know if I would have chased after no little kid. People might have been like, "What are you doing, sir?" And like, no, I'm trying to. Yeah, okay. What? Just in
But
this
no one
day and
even
age.
walked to see. They didn't leave the little immediate area to walk to
No.
see where this child went.
No.
You know, it reminds me of the Chappelle skit. It reminds me of Chappelle's bit where he's like, "Baby, what you doing?" He's like, "I'm selling weed, nigga." Like, what?
What would you have
Like,
done,
oh,
friend?
Honestly, I would like to think that I would be more concerned for this child's welfare
Yeah.
and that I would find where this baby is. But at the same time, I would
so
also like
amusing.
to know that this child's parents have guns and or drugs and or are partaking in criminal activities, and I'm not trying to get shot for no
Right.
baby. That's not mine.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I would like to think better of myself, but at the same time, I would have peeked. I would have peeked definitely to see where the baby went. I would have driven towards the baby's direction, just to make sure he
Right.
stole and went home.
He went
That
in
he's
those
not-
buildings right
that
there.
he's
I
not
think he's
cooking
okay.
crack or just
Yeah.
doing the next. Now he's just stealing cars.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
mean,
that
And
makes
like you
sense.
said, like who even knows? Like he could have been homeless or like bringing stuff back for the family. I mean, it's like you really don't know his situation, but
or
to be in
the
to be able.
nanny or the parents could be just knocked out and he just left.
No,
He has
no.
a great house.
My parents went to sleep. I never just left the house. You
So
in a
many
diaper.
people snuck
No.
out.
That kid left the house, didn't just wander
was on
around
a
the
mission.
yard, didn't play little basketball in the front. He's not from Calabasas. This kid left the house with the purpose to come and steal some candy because that is what he does.
Okay.
And it was even more, but I mean, that was the solo mission. Like, I'm out here. It's not like, oh, he had like a couple of friends, or like, it's like, man, I'm out here by myself.
It's one deep. This kid throws up gang signs. You know, sometimes you see the videos and there's a kid throwing up gang signs. This is what was that little baby? Listen, Brenda, listen.
Oh.
This is
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
Brenda's Listen's let's
Bad cousin.
let's
Listen,
go.
Linda.
Linda, okay.
Thanks, Steph, chiming in. Appreciate
Brenda,
that. Thank
Linda.
you.
No problem,
At least let's
guys.
try to help y'all
She's like, that's what I'm
out.
here for.
I didn't mean to disrespect your cousin.
Yeah,
Sabra.
we're about to play Tehran's favorite video, so I'm just getting wrecked.
While we're discussing babies, this baby got back. I can't lie. This is slim.
I
Slim,
absolutely hated that pivot.
this is slim thick with your cute ass. Okay, this is a young lady at a twerking competition. She's very slender. But she has, I think the kids are calling it junk in the
I'm not about to play with you.
trunk.
man.
I believe that's what they are saying.
And she ain't got like
It's not
junk in
me.
the trunk.
Oh.
She just got a nice body.
Okay,
Like,
her body is
fire.
nice. Her body is nice. Reminiscent. Yes, I see. She started off slow and then
I was gonna say, just,
look at the jiggle. Look at the jiggle. This whatever she listened to. I need to get this on my Shazam really quick. I'm about to Shazam this. So she is. I believe they call it twerking. The young people are calling it twerking.
I don't believe so.
I believe she's doing something. Oh yeah, she is. She is now bent over in a shape, and her. Can we just agree her fatty is more fat than you would expect from no fat?
She looks great. I don't know, but her body is A1. But I don't know if that was
she's got a nice
twerking.
body. She's got a nice body. She wasn't twerking very
oh,
well.
you see how Steph got that one off the screen, like really?
She lets the other ones ride.
She said,
This one was like, immediately get this nonsense off here.
That one was just, it wasn't, I guess it was classic Worldstar, but it wasn't, what was the point?
I actually
Well,
was,
at
I was,
593,744 views, I
a lot of horny
believe.
people out there.
I mean, there's a lot of twerk.
I
on
was
Worldstar.
expecting, like, I
But
thought
it'd be
maybe
talented.
I thought she was gonna do something like a leg was gonna go up or a drop down, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, now. But I mean, still,
Yeah.
it was.
I'm not hating on her or her talent. She
No.
seems like she's a beautiful soul.
I'm not hating on her, it's just
she-
like the bad baby effect.
She's probably going. I think this Sunday she mentioned something about going to church. I don't know anything about her. I just think that sometimes as men we see young ladies walk by and we go, wow, look at the morals on that girl, and this is one of those times where I just feel like her morals are in line with a lot of 593,744 views. That's all I've got to say.
Look, when I want to see a twerk video, I want to see something that's going to make me want to learn something. You know?
Dropping knowledge today.
That's
She
all
was
I'm
like,
saying. What she did was,
Subpar
she looks
twerk.
great.
She looked great.
Look great.
She looks great.
Do you support the twerk culture?
Absolutely.
Dang, that's what I'm
Tenere?
talking about. She was like right away.
Tenere?
Absolutely.
Do I support it?
Yeah.
Oh, I've definitely seen some.
No, but do you support it? Do you-
I definitely. I mean, I don't know how I like.
when we don't go to Starbucks, when she just go to Starbucks, I don't have anything to do really. So
I mean, it's. You do see some amazing stuff out there.
okay,
You
Steph Sabra, as our resident
Yeah.
feminist, do you support twerk culture?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you have a daughter that twerked? What if your daughter was like, I twerk?
If she's good at it.
Oh.
Okay.
This is the thing with twerking. If you're not good at it, then use that time and that back energy for something else.
And it's always needed.
I'm sure there are other things that she uses that time and her back energy for.
All right.
I just want to let you know.
Okay, let's
Okay.
see how you pivot to the
593,744 views. I don't need a pivot, okay? She pivoted for us.
Okay, find her Instagram and slide in the DMs. Tehran.
Please. Or anybody
As a
who's
part of
watching
our
this,
special segment.
She'll be the first guest on the show.
just sitting on top of this table, just doing her thing.
Well, okay, so maybe that was a sight to see. Some of you agreed, some of you didn't. Well, in this one, we do see something that I feel like is a sight to see. We see a couple in a car driving by, and everyone is literally standing still, and they have no idea why. At 347,839 views, let's watch Time Stand Still. Literally. So we're in a car with this couple. There are people standing towards the tree. There are cars driving, but there are large groups of people literally just standing still. Now, we're hoping that this is a flash mob and not an alien invasion, but we have no answers for why this is happening right now. People are standing by themselves near a tree, groups of people standing still, literally just standing in their
Gotta go.
in their system.
Get me out.
And of course, the black guy was like, "Uh-oh, gotta go."
It's like some get out type
We're
stuff
gonna
right
get
here.
it was
What would you have done if you seen that?
get the out.
What would you have done?
No, yeah, that's weird. I would have been like, let's roll through.
I don't need
quickly.
You know what? There's a difference between being curious and nosy. Nosy, that's how I live. But curious, that's how you die. I'm out.
What is going on?
Yeah,
Gone.
that's how it works.
I
Like,
don't know.
what is that sound? Hello? Is anyone in the kitchen? Like, nah, I'm leaving, bro.
No, I actually was pretty impressed though on the people who were doing the, like you said, it's real creepy to do, but the fact that they could come together and put on a show or whatever that was like that, everybody together. I don't know if this is something in the town that they do,
Or
like,
it's in the water. We don't know anything about
This
this.
is
See,
true.
we're all assuming that this is some type of hoax. What we're not assuming is that this is some type of body snatcher alien experiment and we need to get out. Like, we don't know what's going on. Have you ever been in a situation where you call a couple people, they don't pick up, and you're like, I must be dead. Like, I'm dead.
Right.
I am a ghost. I no longer
Hello?
exist.
Nobody wants to listen to me.
Like, why am I not alive? What is going on? I mean, there are times where random occurrences happen. They're unexplainable, and you have to either go with it or go against it.
Yeah, no, that was.
dive into it.
I would have loved it, like you said, if it was just the. I mean, we obviously had the black girl who was filming, but if it was just like a car full of like black folks in the commentary, would. I mean, it may not have been that long because it would have been like, get out, you know.
I think and that might be a cultural thing where
we mind our
that sense
business.
of danger is different. I have experienced that where it comes to the things. Some of the things that I don't find very dangerous, people I feel that are from certain neighborhoods or certain ethnicities, they do think it's extremely dangerous. And then things that they don't feel is dangerous, oh, let's just go swim. You don't want to go underwater sea diving, snorkeling in shark infested water? No, I'm good, bro.
Pass.
Like, I find extremely dangerous. This is one of the times where I personally would find that very dangerous.
Well, I would just pray.
Lord.
And you know who would be there praying with you? The young lady from the twerk video. Okay, let's get into the next video.
Ignorant.
Let's get into the next video, please. Okay, this one also had a significant amount of views at 555,521 views. We saw one form of beauty. Now we get to see another. More than meets the eye. This young lady transforms literally in front of our eyes as we see her in her original form and then her later form. This is a on one hand, an amazing video to watch, and on the other hand,
Very scary.
this is why I go all the way down on Instagram. All the way down. Like, I need to see you as a child. I need to see that you grew into who you are today. I need to see every bit. Let's get into this video. This young lady is a wonderful seeming
beautiful.
person. Okay, she seems to be very beautiful on the inside. She has a wonderful smile, but she clearly has a little bit of skin color discoloration.
Discoloration.
Sure, and that's very normal. And she clearly has amazingly good features, but she's not someone you would think is as of typical beauty. And it's actually her form of doing this, which is why she put this video together. So now she's smiling. And I gotta say, she is one of the most contagious smiles I've ever seen.
She do.
The only, second next to Rochelle's. You have a very contagious smile as well.
Thank you.
But you can't transform like this. So here's the thing. You've used a lot of filters on your pictures. And this she is now, she is Tyra. She is every model in one right now off of this weave, off of this makeup. She put on, I mean, wow, that is a transformation to say the least.
She's very beautiful. The work that they did, the hair and the makeup is very beautiful. But I do feel bad for a lot of you guys that you guys do get catfished a lot. I must say, the more
We get catfished while we see you. We get catfished. You take off your heels, and next thing you know, you 4'1".
yeah, that ain't a bad thing.
Okay.
I wish I could be 5'5".
No.
And I would, you know what? And I was, while I was watching that, I was thinking, I was like, okay, like you said, Sharon, say you like saw her at the club or something, and she's in her done up mode, and then, you know, you wake up the next day, or, you know, maybe things go well, you know, maybe it's not even the next day. Maybe you just get home and things start going, and then, like you said, she either starts peeling
She the
stuff
kind of girl
back.
that hug you in a white shirt and it look like you got in a fight with a bag of Cheetos. Look, here's the thing we need to understand, okay?
I was
This
like,
is what
would
we
I be
understand.
mad? Like, would you be like, oh, like,
This
what? Or is it just like, hey,
Has
I
layers.
don't know how to
This has
Yeah,
layers,
that's-
and I'll
that's-
explain, because on one hand, I am so inspired by her personal transformation. If that's what she feels makes her look beautiful, I'm all for it.
Right.
But if she's doing it to make us as men think she's beautiful, then I'm against it. I'm against that when it comes to cosmetic surgery as well. If you do cosmetic surgery for yourself, who am I to stand in your way? But if you're doing it for quote unquote him, that's when I have a problem. Now, here's the second problem I have. You are technically lying to your partner. If I meet you in this state and then find you in a different state, that is a problem. But at the same time, guys do it all the time, except they do it with possessions. Oh, look at this car that I have and this watch that I've got, and then he's sleeping on his mom's couch. That happens all the time.
Right.
Third, it says a lot about our state, where we are materialistic and visual only. Beauty can only be skin deep. And it says about us as a society where we are cosmetically inclined because we care only about how you look on the outside and not who you are on the inside.
Right.
At the same time, finally, your kids are not going to come out with cosmetic surgery. Like, do you understand?
I always think that.
I'm always like, yo, your kids don't come out with whatever makeup you had done. You are catfishing us in real life. This is what I always say. Women believe with their ears and men believe with their eyes. That's why men tell lies and women wear makeup. Bars.
Wow. Exactly. We could just end it right there. No.
He's right.
Dang. And we got the agreement for the sign off
That's
from
the truth.
from
That is
Rochelle.
the
That's
truth.
the
Though.
truth.
That is the truth. But
That is real though.
That is the truth.
you just gotta be happy with yourself. That's
Well,
all that matters.
Speaking of the truth, let's get to something that actually was unfortunately a truth. And when I say unfortunately, it's because this situation to begin with made national headline news, in which a young lady at a school, Emmanuel Christian, claimed that she had been held down and her dreadlocks cut off her by 3 white boys from her school. Now, I'm familiar with this school simply because it is a school in Manassas. I'm from DC and then went to school outside in Fairfax County. Manassas is one county over. It's the place where Lorena Bobbitt cut off her husband's penis. Manassas is, but this is actually a very good private Christian academy, Emmanuel Christian, and it has been known to have racial issues in the past because of the conservative views of many of its students and faculty. So we've had problems here before. This young lady came out and claimed that 3 white kids held her down, cut her dreadlocks, which people caught on and believed, especially coming from the situation. But now we find out definitively that this young lady in 6th grade who said this had lied. This is the news clip. It was played on Worldstar. It's the news clip from this.
Just into HLN, a shocking update to a story we first told you about last week. The family of a 12-year-old girl who accused her classmates of cutting her dreadlocks now says she made the whole story up. All
Sheesh.
lies. On Friday, the girl, who's black, said 3 of her white male classmates pinned her down and cut her hair. In a statement, the girl's family now saying in part, quote, "To those young boys and their parents, we sincerely apologize for the pain and anxiety these allegations have caused. We hope and pray that the boys, their families, and the school, along with the broader community, will be able to forgive us in time."
Wasn't that letter so sincere? Oh, y'all just gonna leave me hanging?
No.
It just sounds so sincere to me.
I have a lot to say about this,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna allow the floor over here before I even start.
Okay, so on my head, this is my first time hearing about this story. I think it's definitely very unfortunate, and I feel bad for kids that get, that type of, I don't know the words to say, but basically, like, she got a big audience on the lie that she told, and it's so unfortunate because we told lies at that time before. Maybe not as big, but it's just, I don't know. It was a sticky situation. I'm just learning new to this situation. But when I read the letter, I thought it was really nice for the fact that at the end she was like, in due time, like they didn't force it or anything like that. But it's nothing else they can do. If the child lied, the parents believed it, they went on with it, and then the child, told the truth. It's like, what can we do except apologize, And I thought it seemed pretty sincere.
Right. Yeah, that one just, it actually made me mad, like when I heard it,
What part?
The fact that when she lied about it, because there's just so many situations out here where things are kids are going through that stuff like for real.
Yeah.
And like I said, it just casts like a kind of a shadow, like, people looking like, oh, okay, like, did this really happen now? Or no one was around, but so-and-so, you guys lied about this, this part. How do we know she's... And it's just like...
She needed to apologize to the black community. She needed to apologize to all the people that believed her. She needed to apologize to all the people that stood up for her.
Yeah,
she needs to apologize to all... Because now, because of her actions, and I understand she's a child, but because of her actions, she discredited all the times that this really does happen. And people love to point at this time where, well, remember the time they lied? And this happens, unfortunately, with rape victims. And I think that that's a horrible crime as well, and that person should be punished severely because unfortunately we get so many people, and especially women, who are raped and they're not believed. Do you want to know why women wait 20 or 30 years to tell? Because they feel like no one would believe them.
Yeah.
And now we have a situation where this is a different type of invalidation where you have a racism, effective racism, and we are now discrediting that. Now, what's going to happen between this and Jussie Smollett? People are just going to say, "You guys are lying."
That's the first thing I
racism
did
is
think
not
of.
real. Obama was president. Racism isn't real.
Right.
And it's
Right.
unfortunate. It is unfortunate, and I understand. And the worst part is that she did get the attention because she was in 6th grade, and now I don't know if she got 1 million followers or how this worked out. But now she's apologizing. First of all, she ruined those kids' lives. Because people, you know how it feels as a little kid to be blamed for something you didn't do?
Wow.
I don't remember, but I know as an adult what it feels
Yeah.
like. And it's difficult to control now, so let alone then. You're blamed. Everyone is against you. The school doesn't believe you. Your teachers don't believe. Your parents do not
Everybody
believe you.
looks at you funny. Yeah.
Everyone's like, you did this. And here's the thing. A lot of times, where are the cameras now? The cameras are all there when things came out. I remember there's a situation where a young lady at a school put a mattress on her back for 2 years, saying that this young gentleman raped her, right? So they went and he got booed. He would get drinks thrown at him when he walked into bars. People used to send him death threats. Turns out she was lying. He had the text approved. He took it to court. He did it the right way. He went to court, won the court case, sued the school, but there were no cameras then.
Right.
No one remembers that part. Everyone remembers him from what he was alleged to have done.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm against it is because of how many times it does actually happen. And I want to be there for all these victims. Like, I believe in that.
Right.
Do not create false allegation through victimization.
Yeah.
That is the worst of atrocities.
And like you were saying, I was thinking probably, especially and now knowing the history of that area based on what you said, how probably the black community probably came up, was like you said, just all behind her.
Of course, this is the Remember the Titans area.
People going hard, and then to find
Virginia.
out, it's
this
like
is the capital of the South.
Well, when
Yeah,
you put it in
that
perspective like that.
that would be
absolutely.
frustrating.
There's a city called Lynchburg right next to Blacksburg. That is a real thing in Virginia.
Wow.
So racism is alive and well, and this is my problem. There's so many instances that are so real that deserve our attention. So we give our attention to an instance, and it's false.
Right.
And now everyone remembers that. Because you know how many quote unquote right-wing political affiliated people bring up Jussie Smollett? All the time. Right? This is another situation like that. Now, I don't have an opinion on the politics. I don't have an opinion. But I do have an opinion always on principles and injustice.
Yeah.
Well, just wrap us up.
Well, that's why we always finish with a positive view. This one coming in at 294,801 views. Every day we hustling. This is a young man who's standing outside a convenience store
This young man is at the store on Fairmount in Gratiot.
That's where he at.
And he's selling pictures that he drew for $5. It brought tears to my eyes. I didn't have a 12 and gave him 5 because he's making an honest hustle. He not stealing. He not begging. He not out here trying to smoke weed. He out here selling his pictures that he drew. Y'all, please come support him. Somebody come through here with some money and buy all 5 of them from him. This baby needs some help. And he got an honest way of trying to do it. He could have been out here trying to stick somebody up, y'all. But he out here trying to make a living.
Well, let's not say the alternative to an honest living is robbing.
Right.
He could have just got a job, but it's very inspiring to see someone work on their craft and try to support themselves by doing so. He wasn't that great a salesperson, if you ask me. People walk by. He didn't try to capture anyone's attention. However, maybe the art speaks for itself.
Right. I thought I saw the little baby walk past, like right as he was going.
Hey, where?
He's like, come on, man.
All right.
No, I definitely know about all of those from him.
Yeah, no, that was a good.
Yeah.
I appreciate,
I
like
love
you said,
seeing young black people out there doing whatever they can.
People. I love seeing young people doing positive things. It's not even a racial thing.
Just out there
I just
doing
prefer when it's black people.
But no, it's not that. It's
No,
just
it's
a kid.
everybody.
It's
Yeah.
just a kid, and he's out
he was
there.
like 14, 15 at the most.
Yeah, right.
He seemed. That's why when you said like him getting a job, it was just kind of like he looks pretty young. Like
He's standing outside a
something.
liquor store. Guys,
Yeah.
look, once again, you got to take in consideration where you are at socioeconomically. He's outside a liquor store. The Hennessy sign is right there. We see where he's at. And then, and the young lady saying, I had nothing but $12 and gave him 5. That sounds funny until you think about how significant it is to give someone basically a third of what you have in your pocket. Because some people look at, even homeless people, and have millions of dollars and don't even give up $1. So it's good to see. That was inspiring on all levels.
Definitely.
I want to see where he is today, though.
Hopefully he
I feel
sold
like how many views is on
Today, he's still at that store. That was just taken right now. All 12 of her followers thought about going up there. But thankfully, Worldstar gave him a platform to make it happen. Where can people find you if you want to be found? All the way to the left, Tenere.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TenereW. That's at TenereW.
And you can find me at Roach Baby, RoachBaye, where you can find all my filtered and unfiltered pictures.
Why do you have to think about that? That's what I need to know. What did I think about? Baby, is the baby here right now? No. Find me at I Am Tehran all across the board. That's IAMTEHRAN. And of course, hosting and paneling on a slew of other shows that you guys like, because all of your favorite TV shows are my favorite TV shows too. Just remember, the world is full of stars, but also world stars. It's up to you which one you choose to be. Until next week, Worldstar.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page for even more great programming and amazing content, and be sure to subscribe and like our channel when you do. I'm your BHL host, Nakia Monet, and you can find me on all social media at Kiki Boom Boom or at Black Hollywood Live. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.